Hi, I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV, brought to you on Bright House Channel 49 each week, starting at 9:30. This week we have a special edition, and so I want you to stay tuned to such a great program that we got coming up. This is a continuation, and I want to welcome Christina Sanchez, who is running for judge. In what area again?
I'm running for a circuit court seat.
Okay.
It's a seat out in Brevard
Welcome.
in Seminole County. Thank you, and thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on the show.
No, thank you for coming out to hang out.
Yeah, so it's a circuit court seat which covers two counties.
Okay.
So everybody in Brevard County will see me on the ballot as well as Seminole County.
Now we're talking about quite a district.
Yeah,
right?
it's quite a few
From
voters.
Jacksonville all the way down.
Not that far. It's
Not that
more
far
like
away.
Scottsmore to Mico and then Sanford
That's still a
to
lot.
Altamont
Yeah.
Springs, Lake
Okay.
Mary.
Why do you want to be a judge? You're an attorney, I assume.
I'm an attorney. I've been practicing law for 12 years, and I'm a trial attorney.
Okay.
And I decided to be an attorney when I was young because I wanted to be in trial. I just thought it would be fun. I would love it, and I have. I've really enjoyed it. But now I'm at a point in my career where I believe that, I want to take that next step. I enjoy being in the courtroom. I love being in the courtroom, and it seems natural to me. Not only that, but I feel I can do a lot more for people as a judge than as an attorney.
Really?
And make a bigger difference.
Do you think what you bring with you is your ethnicity to the situation?
I definitely think that's one thing I bring to the table, without question.
Right.
Everybody has something they bring, and just
Because you can understand, especially among Latinos, some of our cultural differences.
absolutely. My father was from Cuba. He moved here when he was a teenager. My mother was Mexican heritage, but from Texas.
Wow.
So I'm a mix, and my husband's Puerto Rican.
Wow.
So I would cover the Latin.
There's a lot of fights in your house.
But yeah, and I've traveled quite a bit too. When I was in college, I went to Florida Southern College, small Methodist college in Lakeland.
Okay.
The first summer, I decided I wanted to study abroad. So I studied abroad in Mexico to just improve my Spanish. I speak Spanish as well. And I love traveling. From that point on, every summer, I studied abroad. And because I went to law school, you go to school for 7 years.
Right.
It's a lot of summers. So I ended up going to about 40 different countries.
Wow. You look very young. How old are you?
Well, thank you. I am 39,
Okay.
so I'm almost 40, which is young, but it's not too young. And
Yeah,
I get a lot of people that
yeah.
say that, so it's not a bad thing. I'm young, but I'm not too young.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's funny though, because this is actually my second time running. I ran in 2014, and I made it to the general election, just came a little short. Judge Polk beat me by just 4%, so I figured I'd give it a second shot
Right.
because another judge was retiring.
Okay.
And one of the things, especially back then, I was 35 when I put my name in. Now I'm 39, so I'm a little older.
Sure.
But I look about the same.
A little bit more wisdom, and nothing has changed for you physically.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing I learned is Judge Rainwater in Brevard was only 30 when she was elected.
Oh, nice.
And so by no means am I too young. There's many judges that have been younger than me when they were elected. We currently have a judge that was just appointed to Seminole County bench who is around my age, give or take 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
And there's another judge who was just appointed to the Brevard County county court seat who is, again, either 38, 39, 40.
Sounds like a lot of young people out
So,
there now.
It's not so odd.
Do you think the infusion of all this youth is going to change the views of the court? Will it make it more upbeat, more representative, more aware? What do you think?
I don't know about upbeat. It's a pretty dry area.
Well, I'm
But
going to bring in a lot of people. There are a lot of
Yeah.
different things that are going on, okay?
I think having people on the bench who are a little bit younger, the one nice thing is we do bring a little bit more background in technology.
Okay.
You're just naturally more technologically savvy just because of the way you were raised and the
Okay.
world you've been living in. And I think that's one thing that will benefit the courtroom. I think that's something that can help move the cases along.
Okay.
Some of the older judges are wonderful judges, but they've been doing certain things in certain ways for the last
Right.
15, 20 years, and they're not going to change it.
Okay.
Whereas now technology has advanced where you can really use it to move your dockets quicker.
I know this might sound redundant. Has crime changed over the years? Has it gotten worse? Has it gotten simpler? Are there more dumber things involved? Or?
I don't know the real answer, to be honest with you. I don't know
Yeah.
the statistics, but I'm pretty optimistic, so I'm going to hope to say that it has changed in the better.
Okay.
And it's reduced, but crime is an inevitable thing.
So it's just
Live.
basically the same things, just different faces and a different viewpoint, right? I mean, if
Yeah.
you're a younger judge, you may not have been tainted for the previous 20 years. You know, they say for example, a police officer on the job He starts out with this great ambition. He wants to make those wonderful changes, and he keeps doing the same job day in and day out, that eventually he starts to become the very people that he's trying to take in.
And the one thing you got to keep in mind too is I've been practicing law for almost 12 years now.
Right.
So I've been doing trial courts, and I do half of my practice is criminal defense. So I do about 50% criminal defense, about 40% civil trials, and about 10% family law. So a lot of people say that, well, it's a big responsibility being a circuit court judge, which absolutely is. Circuit court, we're talking criminal felonies, civil cases with a value of over $15,000, dissolution of marriages, family law cases, and juvenile delinquency and guardianship. So these are big cases, even death penalty cases. But the reality is, the responsibility an attorney has to your client is almost just as big. You know, people come to me with their businesses and lawsuits that if they lose their business. They lose everything. They come to me because they were injured in a car accident and they cannot work. And if they don't get some kind of settlement, they will never have money. You know, they come to me because they've been charged with a crime. And they're looking at 10 years prison or whatever it might be, and this is their liberty. So in a sense, that responsibility is something that I've already been dealing with for the last 12 years.
So it won't be that much of a difference going forward.
And that, I don't know, some people I don't think they realize how much responsibility an attorney has to each one of their clients.
Okay. Do you see yourself, and I hear this often, especially with Supreme Court activist judge,
Yeah.
okay, or something similar to that. How do you, is that something that you
I definitely don't see myself as an activist judge, not at all. And it's a trial court seat level.
Yeah.
You mentioned Supreme Court, that's where you get a lot of the activism. That's where you get the, like right now, you know, with the presidential, the debate, the big issue, who's going to win, because who's going to appoint the next Supreme Court justice.
Right.
It's going to be a liberal justice or a conservative justice.
Right.
My seat, I'm just enforcing the law. It's a trial court seat. I'm not making any laws. It's not appellate in any nature. Well, maybe county court. You appeal county court, which are misdemeanors and things like that, but you're not really making any laws.
Okay. How's this affected your family? I know you spoke about your husband and someone else, I believe. You have children?
I think I don't have children, although I'd like to someday, but it hasn't affected my family. They've been very supportive of me. My mother-in-law, my mom, my brother, my sister, I mean, everybody, my husband, they're all at it's early voting week, so they're all at the polls today.
You're right.
You know, I think some of them are still there right now because they're still open till 6 o'clock.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in the years coming, in the next 5 years?
Well, I see myself on the bench.
Okay.
You know, that's where I see myself in the circuit court bench, and it's a 6-year term.
Okay.
And I see myself, you know, God willing, winning this election and being placed in the circuit court bench. It'll start out as a family law seat. I think it will eventually rotate. I don't know at what point they'll rotate it, criminal or civil, or maybe even juvenile delinquency. Wherever they put me, I'm fine. I've tried all those types of cases. But hopefully in 6 years, when the re-election time comes up, I see myself hopefully going unopposed or, you know, being re-elected for another term to the same position.
I can go with that flow. Going back into your background, you said as a kid you always wanted to do this?
Well, not initially. I mean, when I was really young, I wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay.
But, you know, once I got to high school, I realized that math and science was not my strong suit.
Okay.
So that just was not going to work out. And it's actually kind of funny because
What state was this in?
I grew up in California, born in California, moved to Titusville, which is Brevard County, when I was 14 years old. And I thought...
You got lost or something, or your parents?
My dad wanted to move to Florida.
Okay.
And I think he was aiming for Orlando and somehow ended up in Titusville. My family owns Mexican restaurants. So they opened up a Mexican restaurant in Titusville. Yeah, they have one out there called El Leoncito and another one in Cocoa called Chaparral Mexican Grill.
Nice.
Yeah, really good restaurants. I grew up working at restaurants. I've done it all. Hostess, bartending, waitress, you name it. And I actually got a job at the Kennedy Space Center, I think, when I was 16 years old. Like, oh, this is it. I'm going to be an astronaut. I went to a space camp, you name it. Okay. And then it hit me, you know, math and science is not my thing. And my dad would always joke with me, because I would debate with him all the time, oh, this astronaut thing's not going to work out. You need to be a lawyer. Okay. And so my senior year, I started thinking about it. And I said, you know what? He might be right. So, you know, every once in a while, your parents are right. You
finally fall into the fold and say, okay, maybe they're right. Yeah.
And I've loved it ever since.
So what would you say your temperament is? Is it you're a calm person, a stubborn person?
No, I'm not stubborn. I'm a pretty calm person. I think I'm a people person. Okay. I get along with almost everybody. I like people. I have a lot of compassion, and I think a very caring person. But I would say I'm more reserved. So, you know, which I think is a good quality for a judge, to be able to, you know, when people come in front of you, you're gonna have all kinds of people. Young, old, rich, poor, different circumstances, different nationalities, and you want to be able to treat everybody fairly and equally, and give them their opportunity to be heard.
I haven't been in court for 10 years. I'm an ex-police officer.
Oh yeah.
So, and they've always been really grumpy.
That's the worst. You don't want to judge up there who's gonna be grumpy.
Well, you're not sure which way the case is going to go, whatever you're presenting. How important is it, as a judge sitting on the bench, to promote or give out an impression that you're amiable, willing to listen, and to go forward?
I think people would differ, but I think it's very important. I think you have to be able to have somewhat of a poker face. You can't show too much emotion because you have two sides.
Sure.
And you want, especially if there's a jury involved, you don't want anybody to think you're favoring one side over the other side. So you have to be able to hold those emotions in, but you do want to be friendly enough where people don't feel intimidated to speak.
Okay.
And say what, because people will get to court and they won't talk because they're afraid or they feel uncomfortable, they're nervous, it's a big deal for them. And so you want to make sure people are comfortable, and not only that, but you want to, sometimes you'll have individuals, especially in juvenile delinquency, where you can actually encourage them in a positive way that might change their lives. You have that position that you could do that, and so that's something a nice personality would help in.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, I've always been fearful sometimes. and I consider myself sometimes a good guy. But depending on what attorney's coming at me, and I'll have a judge say, answer the question. I said, I did. I'm holding in contempt. So it's court is not necessarily what you see in TV.
No, I won't be screaming at people like Judge Dewey.
Yes.
That's not my style. I doubt you'll ever see that.
Or calling somebody, look, girlfriend, I told you this.
Yeah.
I'd like you to look in the camera and tell the people why it is that you're the one for the seat. Okay.
Okay. Well, like I said, I've been practicing law for over 12 years. It's a circuit court seat which rotates, and I've been handled over 50 jury trials. So I have all the qualifications. More importantly, I believe I have the right temperament and personality for this job. I do have some endorsements. I have been endorsed by the Brevard County Sheriff, Wayne Ivey, as well as the Palm Bay Chief of Police, Mark Rankins, the Brevard Firefighters, and the Orlando Sentinel. I think the most important thing, people always ask me, well, you can't say politics. So why should we choose? How do we choose a judge? The most important thing is trying to get to know a person, to get a good feel to how they're going to be on the bench. So I welcome everybody to please give me a call. Please check out my website, sanchezforjudge.com. I'm also on Facebook. And my phone number is 321-215-8997. Thank you.
Christina Sanchez, Judge Sanchez.
Hopefully soon.
Thank you for coming on and hanging out with me.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
This is Jose Miranda. Stay tuned.
Hola Florida, introducing Boricua Beer and Taino Light Beer. Boricua and Taino Light are crafted beers that are rich in flavors and brewed right here in Florida. Taino beer has a crisp, refreshing Caribbean flavor style when enjoyed chilled. Boricua beer is a craft ale with full body flavor that is a beer drinker's beer. Boricua and Taino Light Beers. Enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV. Brought to you each week on Bright House Channel 49 starting at 9:30. We're preempting the other programs to show you nothing but politics of the people that we need to be aware of, all right? Don't forget to vote. By the time you see this, you will have 1 week before voting. Make sure you go out and vote. Your vote counts. I'm being joined by Rick Singh, who is
Orange County Property Appraiser.
Appraiser, right? Sorry. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for showing up, man.
Yes.
So I've been trying to catch you for a couple weeks.
Yes, we've been busy, campaign trail, knocking on doors and going out, meeting voters at the line and early voting start.
You've been on the job for 4 years. What do you think your highlights, the things that you champion more?
So we've accomplished a tremendous amount of things in this office. Today, our office is ranked #1 for accuracy of assessment, #1 in the state of Florida for defensive assessment, #1 in the state of Florida for efficiency. We've gone through 4 audits by the Comptroller and by the Department of Revenue, A+ ratings. We've given back 10% of our budget from running this office efficiently. Our customer service is state of the art. If you come to this office, the average wait time is 2 minutes and 39 seconds. If you call my office, the average wait time, that's right, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. If you call the office, the longest you should be on hold is 30 seconds. We survey every customer that comes to this office, and we receive a 99.6% superior rating from the taxpayers of Orange County. So we've done a lot in this office in the last 4 years. We've been very, very proactive in homestead exemption fraud and ensuring that everyone pay their fair share. We have recovered for the taxpayers $550 million in the last 4 years.
Have you had homestead fraud?
We've had a tremendous amount of homestead exemption
Really?
fraud, and we have uncovered that. We've put a team together, we've put a program together, and we're leading the state in the recovery of homestead exemption fraud and putting it back on the tax roll. That's $550 million you and I as taxpayers don't have to account for.
Okay. Is a ballot initiative for that same thing for homestead for a lower end families?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a good thing for our seniors. It helps our seniors, it helps the underserved, and it's always a plus to help our seniors and help our underserved. It doesn't impact the tax roll that much.
Do you go out of your way to help or assist veterans in any way to make it easier for them to access the system or access help?
Sure. I am a veteran, so I sympathize tremendously with our veterans. We partner with the VA, we partner with other veterans organizations, letting veterans know the benefits that's available to them. There are a tremendous amount of benefits, new benefits that came from our legislature the last cycle for fallen heroes and spouses of fallen heroes, and we're very proactive in going out to our veteran community and engaging them.
Wow, I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
You know, so where do you see the office in the next 4 years?
So we want to improve this. This is an area that we want to improve, reaching out to the community. You know, there's a lot of benefits to the community that they can achieve from knowing about the programs that we have in the property appraiser's office. There's widow and widower exemption, there's senior exemptions. What we want to do is get out more into the community, get resources, reallocate resources to get more out into the community and share this information. I find it difficult. My mother's 88 years old. I'm sure you have seen your parents also, or family members that are older. They should not have to make a decision between medicine and paying their taxes. And if we can save them a little bit on their taxes from getting them involved with these programs that's readily available to them, then I feel as an elected official, that's my job.
Let's take out that little piece there for the senior citizens. Okay.
Yes.
What type of attack is exempt? Do they get?
So seniors can receive a $500 exemption from their reduction on their assessment. So that there's a lot of different. There's a widow and widower's exemption. There's the senior exemption. There is the limited income senior exemption. So all these exemptions are very much available to our seniors, but we've got to let them know about it. And that's one of the things I think that we can improve on. We strive to create programs for our seniors. Being more advanced in technology, we are the world's leader in technology in the Property Appraiser's Office of Orange County. Our website is state of the art. 8.5 million visitors, 1 to 2 searches per second, 5 million unique visitors to this website. We've won the International Association of Assessing Officers Award from this website. But I think we can be more proactive in leveraging technology in the appraisal industry.
It sounds like you're making it home affordable for people.
Yeah, well, you
in the
know,
process.
it's making it easier for people, and time is money. So ultimately, I think you have a point there.
Give me a little bit about the background. How'd you wind up here?
So I was in the military, relocated to Orlando. I was raised in New York City, was in the military. I'm a veteran. And I came to Orlando, worked for the property appraiser's office in an entry-level position, the lowest level position in this office. I went to night school, I went to evening school, I got state certified, and then I went back into private sector and started in a private appraisal firm. Built that firm up, closed that firm, and decided to run for office. I'm also a real estate broker. So I managed and trained real estate broker. I used to own a Century 21 franchise back in the day. So I've been intimately involved in real estate. Real estate is what I've done for most of my adult life, and appraising is what I've done for most of my adult life. So I come to this job very uniquely equipped because I have public sector experience in appraising and private sector experience in appraising. So it gives me a unique fit to be the property appraiser of Orange County. We have to bear in mind, Orange County has the most complex tax roll in the world. No other jurisdiction have 7 theme parks, 14,000 timeshare units that get sold almost on a weekly basis, 84,000 hotel rooms, $9.3 million of new construction every day right here in Orange County. So the property appraiser of Orange County has got to be eminently qualified in the appraisal industry, in the appraisal business, to understand how to handle this appraisal issues. It's not enough to be a career politician, or it's not enough to be a CEO. You have to have hands-on experience to handle this tax roll.
It's just a mouthful just listening to that, you know?
Yes.
How big of a staff do you carry?
My staff is 145, and it's a good question you asked, because when I took over this office in 2012,
Right.
that was the same size. So my tax roll, however, has gone from $110 billion to $160 billion. But by working smarter, I kept the same size staff on board. So we're doing more with less. My budget has also not increased $1. We continue to give back 10% of our budget every year from Orange County, although our tax roll has increased many folds.
Now, you said you wanted to change the system going forward. How so would you change it?
Well, I didn't say change the system. What I did say
Or
was
improve it.
improve the system. There's always room for improvement. As I've been there 4 years, I've done analysis, I've done assessments, and you know, it's such a magnitudinal office, such a big office, that it takes incremental steps to make these changes. So everything can't be done overnight, and you're always assessing, you're always testing. So that's why we would like to leverage technology a little more. Technology is constantly changing in our everyday lives, and it's also changing in the appraisal industry. So we would like to leverage GIS technology. We would like to leverage aerial imagery. We have drones coming out now. So we'd like to, of course, investigate those areas and see how we can save taxpayers.
Well, you mentioned the fact about the staffing, and you mentioned the CEO is not just, it isn't enough to be a CEO.
Correct.
Okay, so how hands-on are you with your business?
I am very hands-on. I've been an appraiser most of my adult life. So when my appraisers come to me with an appraisal issue, I know how to deal with it. I've been there, I've done that. And that's very reassuring for our appraisers that we've hired. When I became the property appraiser of Orange County, we had maybe 1 or 2 licensed appraisers on staff, certified appraisers on staff. Today we have upwards of 38 licensed state certified appraisers on staff. These are eminently qualified people that are able to come. Being a professional appraiser, I'm able to speak the language, I'm able to talk to them, to articulate to them, and to understand their needs, and to better serve them, the employees, who ultimately better serve the public.
Our public, especially in Orange County, has changed a lot. A lot of bilingual people.
Sure.
Hispanics, from various Hispanics.
Sure.
How is your office tackling that issue?
So we're looking at that firstly by ensuring that our staff speak Spanish. So, you know, when I became the property appraiser of Orange County, there was no dos for Spanish, right? It was just all English. But at that time, our community was 33% Hispanic, 20% of them considered Spanish a second language. So part of my first mandate was to ensure that we had Spanish speakers to speak to our community. So that was one of the first things. One of the second things we did was ensure that our website is translated not only in Spanish, but into 51 different languages. Sure. So our website is eminently translatable into 51 different languages to include Spanish, and also hiring of staff.
Kept that all within the budget.
Kept it within the budget. And also staff. We brought on Spanish speakers, so we actively recruited Spanish speaking staff in the appraisal practice. And not only that, we have improved, we have increased the staff in management, you know, so we ensured that our staff just didn't come in at an entry-level position. You know, many people hire folks at a low level and keep them there. I promoted and propagated our Hispanic staff. I had the first female director in the property appraiser's office who was of Hispanic origin, manager in the property appraiser's office who was of Hispanic origin. I think it's very, very important for us to promote and propagate the diversity in our community.
Good. We got about a minute left. Look in that camera and tell them why you need to be reelected.
I am the property appraiser of Orange County. I am a professional appraiser. This is a professional job. I've done a tremendous job in the last 4 years as property appraiser of Orange County. Accuracy of assessment, #1 in the state. Defensive assessment, #1 in the state. Efficiency with your tax dollars, #1 in the state. These credentials don't come easy. They come with hard work, they come with dedication, and they come with knowledge, experience. I am that appraiser. I am the property appraiser of Orange County, and this is why I'm running for re-election. I'm running against someone who doesn't have a real estate license, who doesn't have an appraisal license, but yet he wants to appraise your home. This is the tax roll of $160 billion. If someone don't have the knowledge to handle this tax roll, it's really unconscious incompetence. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. That's okay in some jobs, but it's not okay when you're handling $161 billion. I've appraised over $600 billion worth of assets successfully, according to the Department of Revenue and according to the taxpayers of Orange County. That's why I am eminently qualified to be the property appraiser of Orange County.
Good thing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Mouthful.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm Jose Miranda. This has been the Spanish Speak Out TV. Stay tuned.
Mira, ¿dónde tú estás?
Ya estoy aquí, mi vida. ¿Pero qué están tomando?
¿Pero por qué?
Porque te traje lo nuevo y diferente, Taíno Light Boricua Beer. Y lo más importante es que es lo nuevo y acabadita de salir al mercado.
¿Y saben buenas?
Claro, ambas cervezas tienen los mismos beneficios que una copa de vino. Con menos calorías. La Boricua Beer 6%, fuerte pero con sabor. Y la Taíno Light 4.5% y es artesanal.
Eso me gusta. Somos familia, calidad y sabor.
Visita boricuabeer.com.
Hi, I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV, brought to you each week on Bright House Channel 49. We have a great program coming your way, so please stay tuned. When I'm talking to you, please vote. It's very important you get out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just make sure that you take the effort and the time. Early voting has already started. I'm being joined tonight by Amy Mercado, who's a friend and a frequent visitor to the program, and she's running for State Representative in District
48.
48. Welcome
Well,
again.
thank you. Thanks for the
Okay.
invitation.
And how's that cold coming along, by the way?
My cold is much better, thank you.
Okay. Tell me about the office that you're running for, and I already know the history, but tell our viewers the history of that seat that you're going for.
So House District 48 is actually central Orange County. So if you look at the county, it's the heart is the airport. It goes west to John Young, east towards Chickasaw 50 on the north end, all the way down to the Canyon line. So by neighborhoods, you have Azalea Park, Cimarron Boulevard, down to the airport. You don't go all the way to Lake Nona, but you pick up some of Narcoossee, Hoffner area, South Chase, Meadowwoods, Hunters Creek on the western side. So
Wow.
there's quite a bit of
Sure.
population in the district. Actually, we have about roughly 96,000 people.
And you're leaving out another thing about that seat.
So that seat is currently held by my dad, who's running for Senate District 15, and I'm running
Okay.
for his seat as an open seat. So yes, we will be the first father-daughter
Very
duo
novel
on
thing.
the
That's right.
minority side, so
Yeah.
we're very excited about this.
That's cool. How's the election looking so far?
The election is looking great. We had competitive primaries, each of us,
Yes.
and then now, of course, within the
You did very well
general,
in primaries.
I did 60% in the primary, and he did 58% in the primary. So we're very happy, and we haven't stopped. We've been going since January.
Right, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is for people to go out and vote.
That's right.
And not assume something is.
That's right. No, there's never, you can't take anything for granted, never an assumption. It's important that you voice your opinions, and how you do that is by voting.
Right. And we take away the excuses for our Latino speaking brothers.
That's right.
Which we have a lot of it. Novelas, the dog ate the homework. I couldn't get the car.
But I'm really proud of our community. We've come out quite a bit, especially in this cycle.
Yeah.
We've done all kinds of events and rallies and educational pieces. And, people that come here from different Latin American countries, specifically Puerto Rico, especially, politics is different. So it takes time
It
for
can't
them
be
to
all that
adjust.
different.
It
Okay.
is. In Florida, when you move here, it feels like there's an election just about every year. And it's hard for people to adjust.
So there's something happening.
Yeah. And it's a matter of time. It's
Yeah.
really a matter of time. But this year we've done really well. The Hispanic community is starting to engage much more earlier. So we're trying to make sure that folks understand
Well, I saw
what's
some
available.
numbers that we have registered over 90% Hispanic. However, I am not sure that the vote, get out and vote, is actually being heard by that 90%. So what do we do about that?
The best that we can do is things like this, and for me, it's the belly to belly. I go and I talk to people at their
Right.
doors. It's hard in a district like ours, which has 96,000 people. I'm only one person. I could only touch but so many doors
Sure.
of the 96,000.
But you
But
have
people
service,
talk to each
right?
other,
Okay.
exactly. And then we have part of our team, our field team, our call team, friends and families and neighbors, and we start to gather that conversation and move that forward. Within this district, it's changed by 20% in a 2-year cycle. So it constantly changes. So you're constantly having to speak and be able to communicate with people. That's the only way you get your message out.
State Representative Amy Mercado, thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
I'm Jose Miranda. This is Hispanic Speak Out TV. We'll be right back.